So, in a couple of days, we're gonna have a really interesting matchup. Sean O'Malley against Marlon Vera. Of course, these guys already fought each other in the past, couple of years ago, but now the things are different. First of all, Sean O'Malley now is a champion, and he is also in his prime. And I have some notes here where I wrote what are the advantages of Sean O'Malley and what advantages also Marlon Vera has over Sean O'Malley. Well, let's begin with the obvious ones. Sean O'Malley is, of course, longer, he is taller, and he uses this advantage very, very well against many fighters. And he's gonna also try to be a sniper even in this fight and use his straight punches because that's where he can touch you, but his opponents cannot really touch him. So that is basically his main weapon most of the times. The other thing is that he has this undefeated mentality. Now, of course, we know that Sean O'Malley already lost one fight via technical knockout, as I am aware. But the thing is that, first of all, that was more of a fluke accident. Of course, leg kicks do damage fighters, but the thing was that he really got hit in the nerve, and that actually just made him unable to continue the fight. So of course this is a proper win. This is a real win for for Marlon Vera. But on the other hand, we also need to understand that the possibility, the probability that that's gonna happen once again is very low, and that also happened a couple of years ago, and it's very, very likely that Sean O'Malley did lots of leg work, strengthening work, and he is very aware of his weakness, and his past opponents, all of them tried to kick him in the leg. All of them tried, but they never really succeeded. And I personally believe that Sean O'Malley has a pretty decent leg health, and that was more of a single freak accident, which will not really happen in this second fight. The other thing is that Sean O'Malley is technically much better than Vera. He has maybe even more weapons, but the more important thing is that he's just cleaner, he's more precise, he can find you easier, he has an easier time to find you, he probably even is faster, and technique of Sean O'Malley is just so much better than Marlon Vera's, and he's just able to use his weapons much better than Marlon Vera does. The other thing is that he can win on scorecards. We saw that Sean O'Malley had a very close fight against Piotr Jan, and Piotr Jan is, of course, one of the best strikers in the bantamweight history, probably, but Piotr Jan had to wrestle against Sean O'Malley, alright? And of course, Sean O'Malley has this reach advantage, and that definitely did play a really important role in that fight. But at the end of the day, he still managed to hurt one of the best bantamweights, and he just outclassed him even in the striking, I would actually say. Yes, it was probably because of his reach, but he still managed it, right? So I really think that he has not only the ability to beat you via knockout, he has also the ability to win on the scorecards. While Vera just loses so many fights via points. That guy has 8 losses. Now, he is unbelievably durable, probably the most durable guy in bantamweight. And to knock out Marlon Vera, you need to be, I don't know, something else. You need to be very, very strong. You need to have some kind of crazy power, because this guy is unbelievably tough. But he does lose fights on scorecards quite easily. He does not really try most of the times to win via scores. He wants to maybe finish his opponents, and he's very patient. He's gonna wait and just try to get the perfect moment. But the thing is that these perfect moments can come, but it's not like they will always come. Like in some fights, yes, your opponent will make some kind of mistake. You're gonna read something well, and you're gonna hit them when it's needed, and you're gonna win that fight. But there are also some opponents like Corey Sandhagen, which will dominate you because he's just always active. He's also very durable, and he is winning every single round because he's more active. He's throwing more. He's hitting you more. He's just basically accumulating these points while you are waiting for the perfect moment. And I think that Marlon Vera will also be quite passive even in this fight. He's gonna try to pressure Sean O'Malley. He's gonna try to get his perfect moment, but I personally believe that it's gonna be very hard for him to find that perfect moment because Sean O'Malley is just so good, and I think like he is even better now than he was a couple of years ago. While Marlon Vera is probably at the same level as he was a couple of years ago. He was very good then, and he's still very good, but I feel like Sean O'Malley did improve more than Marlon Vera. What is advantages of Marlon Vera? Well, the first advantage is very clear. He is unbelievably durable. We already talked about that. The other thing is that he's a sniper with a huge power, and his style is basically just that. He's gonna try to get this perfect moment. He's gonna wait for it. He's gonna try to pressure you. He might not even hit you, but he's gonna just come forward. He's gonna use his toughness and just try to get this one perfect moment and then hit you, maybe with a leg, a high kick, or some kind of punch, and he's gonna try to damage you because he's just so powerful for that division, and he's also very, very durable. Now, when you're fighting against an opponent like Vera, he always has the chance to beat you, especially when we know that Sean O'Malley is tough, but he's not as tough as Vera. So, of course, Vera does have chances, but I personally believe, my official prognosis would be that Sean O'Malley will win this fight because I feel like he has more weapons. He even has the possibility, he even has the power and technique to knock out Marlon Vera. It's gonna be quite unlikely because this guy is so tough, but if there is somebody who can actually knock Vera out, I feel like this is Sean O'Malley because he has everything for that. He's so precise. I am aware how tough Vera is, but if Sean O'Malley hits him with just a perfect shot, I feel like he might even just start to really hit so many times where after some rounds maybe Vera's chin might be too damaged to take any more of the damage because Sean is just so precise. It's not really just about power because we saw the fight when Marlon Vera fought against Aldo. Aldo also did hit him with really strong shots, but Vera was still able to take all of those shots quite easily because he's just so tough. But the thing about the difference between like Aldo and O'Malley is that O'Malley will just always be very, very damn precise. Now I want to show you some stats, and these will basically just highlight the things that I already talked about, but it's still important. Like this thing is, here we got some physical stats. There is nothing that interesting there, but these things are really interesting. Strikes landed per minute, 7 against 4. We can see that Sean is just so much more active, and he's also more accurate. This is a really big difference, like 61% against 50%. That's a huge difference. That's gonna make lots of difference because when Sean throws, it's not just the fact that he's active. He's actively striking, but he is also hitting most of the times, and he also absorbs noticeably less strikes than Marlon Vera. This is Vera, of course, here, right side, and his defense is also better. Of course, Vera has a grappling advantage, but I doubt that he's gonna try to wrestle against Sean O'Malley, and even if he does, I don't really think that he will have an easy time to take Sean O'Malley down. It's gonna be quite hard for him. So yep, that is my prognosis. I truly believe that Sean O'Malley will win this fight, and also most of the guys here, like this is a tapology.com fight predictions tab, and here we can see that most of the fans believe that Sean O'Malley will actually win. And I feel like this is a very rational thing to believe. I mean, maybe 75 against 25% is too much, but I still feel like Sean O'Malley has a very significant advantage in this fight. Yep. Bye.